And a good afternoon to you from Joplin, Missouri and Ozark Christian College. Today on YouTube, we continue on with this 2020 ACCA National Basketball Tournament. We're on to our second men's quarterfinal. This is the 4-5 matchup in the bottom half of the bracket. Or the top half, excuse me. It's the 5-seed Baptist Bible Patriots at 16-7 from Springfield, Missouri, taking on the 4-seeded Los Angeles College of Divinity Bears, coming in at 27-1. Hi again, everybody. Chris Sheeman, glad to be with you. Let's meet the starting lineups for both of these teams. First, for Baptist Bible from Springfield, Missouri, and head coach Darren Minders starting today. Number 2, Hunter Baker. Number 3, Trey Flowers. Number 11, Austin Porter. Number 21, Dawson Minders. And number 22 is Trey Minton. Starting today for ULA, College of Divinity, and the Bears from Los Angeles, California, and head coach Michael Miller is number 1, KV Myrick's. Number 4, Dupree Mitchell. Number 10, Kelton Conway. Number 21 is Troy Bigelow, and number 23, Jerron Wilbert. So that's the starters for both of these teams. An intriguing matchup, two teams that like to get up and down the court, and as always, when ULA comes to town, never quite know what we're going to get, not seeing them, of course, since they're all the way across the coast, but should be an interesting matchup, to say the least. Two teams with high-octane offenses, and for ULA, the Bears, two of the top shooters in the ACCA out on the court, top scorers as well. Here's Myrick's off the back iron, rebound controlled by Baker. So Baptist Bible last year in the ACCA, they did not play. In 2018, they finished 9th. Myrick's goes to the bucket and starts the scoring party for ULA, making it 2-zip. So Myrick's off the turnover, 15.5 points per ball game. He's second in the ACCA with 70 steals on the season as well. ULA in their first season 2 years ago, finishing 3rd in the ACCA. Last year, they finished 5th, I believe. A couple of fakes and Minton underneath, tying us at 2 apiece. Trey Minton, 8th in scoring at 18 points per ball game, 42% shooter. Double-double threat, too, at 7.8 rebounds per ball game. Here's Mitchell taking it left side. The mid-range shot, yes. Well, he is somebody who we're very familiar with. Dupree Mitchell last year played in this tournament along with Bigelow and Wilbut, two of the top 5 leading scorers, as Baker goes to the bucket and scores for Baptist. Up and down we go. As I mentioned, this figures to be a track meet. Pull up from the baseline. Jerron Wilbut bounces it up and in. Wilbut, second in scoring at 23.4 points per ball game. Tied for second in shooting at 62% from the field. He's 3rd in rebounding, 3rd in steals, 4th in blocks. What a player for Michael Miller's team. Foul called here on the Bears. First foul of the game at the 17:57 mark. We've seen a lot of whistles in the first 2 games so far today, folks, so buckle up. Flowers will inbound it. That's deflected out. Nice touched by Kelton Conway. All 5 starters for the Bears average in double figures in scoring, at least 10 a game. Not much scoring off the bench, but a lot of firepower in this starting 5 for ULA. Here's Minders. Rocket underneath to Porter, goes glass and scores. And we're even again at 6, so 3 ties already. Bigelow thought about the step back instead. Wilbut backing down, now attacking over 2 defenders. Count it, and the foul. Jerron Wilbut. I rattled off all those numbers for Jerron. He's also second in free throw percentage in the ACCA at 83%. 9 times this year, the Bears have gone over 100 points. 4 of their last 5 all over 100. 110.4 points per ball game for Michael Miller's team in his last 5 games. Old school three-point play is complete, and ULA out to a 9-6 advantage here. 2.5 minutes in the second of 4 quarterfinals as Baker carried the basketball, so a turnover there for Baptist. They average 14.5 turnovers per ball game. What makes the Bears a contender? They're tops in assists per game. I always say if you average over 20 assists per game, if your team does that, you will be in contention for a championship. Strong move to the bucket by Bigelow. And a mini run here for ULA. Porter out to Baker, swung over to Minton for three off the back iron. Tip for the rebound, it's controlled by Bigelow. Wilbut throws ahead for Myrex. KV Myrex, 6th in assists per ball game at 3.8. Good shooter from behind the arc as well. Mitchell from downtown grazes the rim, that's all. Nice box out by Minders and a foul called. Darren Minders and Baptist Bible in his first season has his team playing well this season after taking a year off from this national tournament, returning to Joplin, making the about 70, 80-mile trip down 44. Melcott that's Flowers for three. Trey Flowers got it to go. Another foul called. So we're off and running with the whistles. 3 fouls already for ULA. Just one for Baptist, that 16-19 mark. Patriots with the basketball after the turnover for the Bears. Minton, floater, too strong off the glass. Tipped rebound comes to Conway. Throw ahead to Mitchell. Extra pass to Conway, the reverse, and he's mugged. Kelton Conway will go to the free throw line. 63% free throw shooter on the season. Minders picking up the foul. That's his first, team's second. Tip for the rebound, and it's like I don't know, the official over there signaled 2 shots. I'm not sure why. So last year, ULA won third, 91-77 over Carolina Christian. I had that incorrect. So last year, that's how they finished. That was a wild game, if I remember correctly. So the free throw is good, and it's 12-9 now in favor of the Bears. Catch and shoot three. Looked like there was contact. Flowers couldn't get it to go, and underneath, another whistle. Mitchell is going to be the guilty party. No, correction, it's Conway. 4 team fouls on ULA now. 2 on Baptist. Austin Porter comes out of the ball game. Elijah Stanislaw, the freshman from Houston, checking in. Ball deflected out. Minton. Stanislaw looking to post up. Ball deflected back out to Minton. Shot clock is at 5. Minton's got a hoist. He does. Can't get the friendly bounce. And another one and done on another box out and rebound by Wilbut. Pulls up for 3 off the back iron. Rebound controlled by Stanislaw. Winner of this game will take on the top seed champion as Minton ties us at 3. Trey Minton, 36% from behind the arc, averages 18 per ball game. That's 8th best in the ACCA. Running and gunning is Bigelow to put the Bears right back up by 2. Driving on the baseline as Flowers called for steps. 14:56 left to go. Another sub, Sean McCone coming in, the freshman from Huntsville, Arkansas for Darren Minders' team. Myrex into the forecourt for ULA. Double team, swings it out, open look. Conway for three, swishes it through. This is a good shooting team. 54% from the field on the season, holding opponents to just 39%. Flowers tried the three in the corner, couldn't get it. Mitchell gets it to Wilbut. Wilbut behind the back to Mitchell. Mitchell fakes and drives. Floater, yes. ULA can score and score quickly. Got to be aware of those runs if you're Baptist. Slight underdog as the 5 seed. Minders fouled on the 3, so he'll get 3 shots. Dawson Minders, 77% free throw shooter. Baptist started the season strong. They were 11-2. They won 9 straight from November 12th to January 11th, all the way into the second semester. They lost 3 of 5, though, entering this tournament. 9 of 16 of their wins. They scored over 90 points. First free throw up and good. They've gone over 104 times this year. I mentioned ULA over 109 times. Both free throws are good, and it's a 5-point ball game, 14-15 remaining. Correction, 1 more to go as Minders was fouled shooting the 3. 5 team fouls on ULA, 2 on Baptist. Rims in the 3rd, and the deficit for the Patriots is 4. Full court press. Conway skies it for Myrick's in the forecourt. Myrick's floats it up and in. Boy, they are getting whatever they want on the interior, ULA. Sample into the game for the Patriots. Miles Sample from Houston, Texas. And a turnover by Baptist. Myrick's over to Mitchell for 3. Air ball. Tip for the rebound. Wilbut's got it from left of the lane. Got it to go, and a timeout by the Patriots. ULA out to the quick start, 23-15, 13:45 left to go in this opening half. We will take a timeout as well. Welcome back, everybody. 13:45 remaining in this opening half. Second of 4 quarterfinals on the men's side. There's a look at the scholar athletes in the ACCA this year. Chris Shima, glad to be with you here in Joplin. Good start for the team from Compton. 23-15, the Bears. A couple of subs for Darren Minder's team. This is Brandon Carter, the big man, doing work. Couldn't get the bucket to go, though, and Conway collects on the rebound. He'll bring it up for the Bears. Melcott has checked into the game. The hook shot off the glass and in. Johan Melcott from Marseille, France. And we all know what a great basketball country France is. What's the call here? Michael Miller upset. Looks like another foul called against his team. That would make it 6 already with 13:06 left to go. Just 2 on the Patriots so far in the early stages. They call a technical foul. Now the officials are going to get together. The officiating has not been strong today. Normally it's a very well officiated tournament. Today it has not been. But at least want to get together and get the call right. And hopefully they'll do that sometime today. I think they're wondering if the bucket's good or not. Darren Minders is over near midcourt. You can see him top left, signaling, "Count that, please." So it's a technical foul, apparently. And that sends Minders back to the line. One more ball don't lie rule goes into effect. So it's the second on Jerron Wilbutt. One out of two. 25-16, and now it'll be Patriots basketball set to 5. Miles Samples on the court along with Minders, Flowers, Carter, and also number 10 is Sean McCone. McCone in the corner. Minders for 3. The rainbow shot off the back iron. Tip for the rebound, and we got an over-the-back call on Flowers. Third team foul on Baptist. Ball goes back to the Bears, leading by 9. Mitchell inbound to Myrick's. You got Conway and Bigelow tied for second in the ACCA in field goal percentage. A good shooting team and a rare turnover for the Bears. Here's McCone over to Sample in the corner. The big guy Carter, and another whistle. That'll be 7 team fouls on College of Divinity, so a 1-and-1 now for Brandon Carter. 63% free throw shooter. Brandon Carter, sophomore from San Antonio. Against ACCA competition this year, Baptist went 6-3. They were 1-1 against Champion, 1-1 against Kansas. Front end of the 1-1 is no good. They swept Ozark, split against Rama, and defeated Barclay in the only meeting of the season. Wilbutt between his legs and buries another triple. 12-point game. College of Divinity looking good in the early stages, attacking McCone and scoring. Baptist needed that one to go down. Up against it. Mitchell directing traffic now against the trapping pressure. Myrick's, and I believe we have a foul maybe away from the ball. 4 team fouls on Baptist. More shuffling for Darren Minder's team. Trey Minton back out there, and Austin Porter also returning. The back door open. Minton wasn't ready. 30-18 now. Johan Melcott with another bucket to his total. McCone buries a 3 from deep. 9-point game. Sean McCone, 38% from behind the arc. He's a good free throw shooter as well. Good shooter overall on the season. Mitchell surveys against the zone. Now Melcott doubled up. Takes it to the baseline. That's not where you want to take the basketball if you're double teamed, by the way. And you see why right there. You get trapped. Minton attacks. Will they give? No. A couple of years ago in the NBA, that'd be continuation, but not ever in college. So a 1-and-1 for Trey. Sophomore from Guy, Arkansas, the 8th leading scorer in the ACCA, 77% free throw shooter. Foul starting to rack up. Kelton Conway's already got 3. Looks like we have some folks watching from Brazil. Is that correct? Samuel Rodriguez for College of Divinity is from Jundai. I believe I said that right. Correct me if I'm wrong, in Brazil. Front end of the 1-and-1 goes out of bounds, and it's last touched by the Bears, so we'll stay on this side of the floor. So hello to the folks who are watching on the YouTube chat. .14 remaining. Inbound goes to Porter. Cut off on the baseline, got it out to Flowers. Flowers from right of the lane, bricked it. Myrick's the board, over the back on Flowers. That is 5 team fouls with 11:07 left to go. It'll be Bears basketball. ULA is led by double figures a couple of times. We were tied back and forth early, 3 different ties in the early stages. 3 by Bigelow, no good. Good box out by Minton. Minton goes behind the back, almost lost the dribble. Fans screaming for a foul. Instead, McCone can't get the 3. Baker tried to get the rebound. Instead, it's Thompson. Thompson, blocking foul is called. Josh Thompson, another Chicago product, into the game, and he's going to get free throws. 5 for 9 from the charity stripe this season. So both teams are in the bonus. These first 3 games, I've seen more fouls than I've called the previous games that I've done this season. There were 14 of them for a junior college, and I've seen more fouls in these first 3 games than in any of those games combined. Teams got to adjust, too. And you see an example of it right there. Bigelow didn't need to do that. That's a silly foul, and now we're going to walk down to this end and shoot free throws. And at this pace, we'll be out of here just after next Tuesday. So we have to update the brackets a little bit. We're going to have some nighttime basketball tonight. You know, I'm talking LA time, too. Winner of this game, by the way, will take on champion. That'll be at approximately 4 p.m. tomorrow. Mitchell, he's going to get it back from Melcott. Can't get the 3 to go. Minton the rebound. He'll look to push. Baker over to Minders from downtown off the back iron, and nearing the midway point of the opening half. Already 30 on the board for the Bears. Looking for more. Wilbutt. Bounce pass is intercepted. Good defense by Minders. Dawson Minders, freshman, son of the head coach, Darren Minders. Extra pass. The 3 no good by Minton. Offensive rebound, Minders. Minton can't get it to go, but he will go to the free throw line. 10 team fouls already, so double bonus for Baptist over the final second half of this first half. First free throw up and good. And that'll keep Baptist in it if they keep attacking. Recognize that the game's being called tight, and ULA can't seem to help themselves but foul here. Recognize that if you're the team trailing, and use it to your advantage. Second free throw rims out. Correct the score on your screen. It's 30-22 according to the scoreboard here. ULA up by 8. Thompson almost lost the dribble. Gets it to Myricks on the wing. Double dribble the call there. So Myricks will turn it over. Turnovers helping Baptist hang around as well in this game. Minton into the forecourt, takes it right side. Top of the key for Flowers. He'll back it out. Bounce pass goes to Minton. Minton attacks over 2 defenders, goes right around him and scores. So ULA took a big early lead, and Baptist crawling back. It's a 6-point game. Myris swings it out. Mitchell fakes the 3. Extra pass to Melcott. Back door was open. Saw the eyes of the defenders drawn to him, so nice extra pass to Melcott. 8-point game. Minton. Turnaround shot at the free throw line. Trey Minton looking good on that shot. Trey Minton, 42% shooter on the season. Averages 2.5 assists per game as well. Wilbutt gets it out to Myricks. Myricks, free throw line extended. It's no good. Ball goes out of bounds, and it's last touched by ULA. Sub for College of Divinity, Devon Brown, the freshman from LA, coming into the game. I believe Dupree Mitchell going to the bench. Sub for Baptist as Porter returns. Austin Porter back out there. Flowers takes it right of the lane, swings it out to Sample, who checks back in. Can't get the three to go. Melcott, another board for ULA. Wilbutt, here's Myricks. Look out. Ball deflected out, and they say last touch by Wilbutt. I think Wilbutt was hoping for a whistle there. 7:43 left to go, 6-point ball game. The 4-5 matchup, ULA, College of Divinity, the team from Los Angeles, the 4 seed, Baptist Bible from Springfield, Missouri, the 5 seed. Strong move to the bucket. Sample couldn't get it to go, and Porter missing, but he's fouled, so Porter will go to the line for 2. Melcott picking up the foul. Austin Porter, 64% free throw shooter. This is a Patriots organization, athletic department, if you will, that seems to be making more of an effort at going for it athletic-wise. Starting in the fall, they have plans for women's basketball, men's and women's golf, men's and women's soccer, and volleyball. So an ambitious expansion of the athletic department for the school in Springfield, Missouri. It's good to see that. I know a lot of smaller schools are struggling, and every time that I see one make an effort at athletics, it almost always helps the school. In some schools, it saves the school, if I'm being quite honest with you. There's a school I worked with in near the Outer Banks of North Carolina that might have had to shut their doors had they not said, okay, let's go for this. It does a couple of things. The obvious thing is it brings in additional people. Of course, you have an increased enrollment if you have volleyball players or women's basketball players who might not have been inclined to go to the school otherwise. So that helps. It also helps from a feel-good standpoint, a student body standpoint. I know Mark Barakoff is out there right now checking in on things, and I know he knows all about having a good student section for home games. It's all kinds of things, not necessarily always about money. How about that move? Myricks and the foul. So count the buckets, and KV from Gary, Indiana, just outside of Chicago, go to the line. Try to complete an old school three-point play. Myricks is a good player. I mentioned second in the ACCA in steals at 70. Averaging 3.8 assists as well. That's sixth best in the ACCA. And it completes the old school three-point play, so College of Divinity starting to separate a little bit again. Winner of this game will play champion in one semifinal on the top half of the bracket. That'll be tomorrow. Ball deflected by Myricks, who just didn't have quite enough reach. Patriots will keep it with 20 on the shot clock. 6:43 to go here in this opening half. This is the closest game we've had so far now, 5 games in. This is game number 5 here in the tournament. All the other ones decided by double digits, and most by over 30. Was talking about it during the last game, and we expect things to tighten up. Certainly this 4-5 matchup, and we've gotten a pretty good one, possession game, right now. But certainly in the semifinals. Minder's turnaround 3 is no good. Myricks another rebound. Good rebounding guard as well at 3.5 per ball game. Being aggressive offensively, missing it from the free throw line. Porter the board. Here comes Baptist. Minton spinning, and you saw the elbow come extended there, so the offensive foul called. Trey Minton picking up his second. Myrick's, Wilbutt, Jerron with the hand in his face, in and out on that three. Rebound controlled by Porter. McCone throws ahead for Minders on the near side of your screen. Minders will get it out to Sample, who will set up the offense. Minders between the circles. Porter from the elbow, yes, mid-range jumper. I've seen a lot of mid-range shots here in this ACCA tournament. Don't let anybody tell you that the mid-range game is dead. It's alive here in the small college basketball world. Myrick's the give and go with Wilbutt, and Myrick scores. 7-point game. Nice pass by Wilbutt, capital A on that assist. Minton for three, off the back iron. Skying for that rebound is Devon Brown, freshman coming in. Dupree Mitchell also back out there, long on that jumper. Porter the board. Sample pushing. Minton on the near side. Minders looking to post up, swings it out. Extra pass. McCone to Porter. Can't get the three to go. Offensive rebound. Sample goes behind the back to Minton. Out to Minders for three. Yes. 37-33. Folks watching the last game, I hope you stuck around for this one because we have an actual close one. Nice cut, Myrick's. Myrick's with two more to his total. Coming up at halftime, we'll take a 10-minute break, and it looks like we're going to get a timeout called by Sample, who was in trouble. Timeout on the court. We'll take it with them. 4:41 left to go here in this second men's quarterfinal. We'll be back here in just a moment. Chris Sheeman back here with you. 44-41, second quarterfinal. Men's action here in this 2020 ACCA National Tournament. And another three goes down for Baptist. This time it's Sean McCone, 38%. And just like that, it's a three-point ball game. So what can the Bears do? Mitchell gets it up top. Myrick's fakes the three. Off the bench, Melcott has had a good first half. Couldn't get that jumper. Offensive rebound out to Wilbutt. His shot is no good, and we have another whistle on ULA. Oh, no, they change it. It's on Baptist. So both teams are in the double bonus. That'll send Devon Brown to the line, 56% three-point shooter. We'll have three more games. We're about at the halfway point here on day number 2. Three more games. We have another women's semifinal later on. That will be Ozark, the host school, and Trinity. Is that the next game up? Where am I? What time is it? Who am I? No, next game up is our next quarterfinal. That'll be Kansas and Arlington. So we'll have that one for you next on the men's side. Final quarterfinal between Rhema and Ozark on the men's side will be the nightcap. Both of those games, by the way, in the bottom half of the bracket. We're in the top half of the bracket here as the Patriots turn it over. Winner of this game, they get to play Champion. Good luck with that. 118 points against Barclay today for Champion. They look like they're on a mission. Nice defense, good anticipation. McCone with the steal as Myrick's threw it away. McCone. Now Minton. Cross-court pass goes to McCone, steps inside the arc, buries it. Sean McCone off the bench has played well here this evening. Baptist has a number 12 in that I do not have on my roster. Speaking of number 12, that's Devon Brown connecting after Carter tried to save it. Looks like we have a foul called here again on ULA. Yeah, Barclay, or Baptist, excuse me, no number 12 on their roster. Whoever he was, he didn't stay in long, went to the bench. So set the 5 for you for the Patriots. It's McCone out there with Baker and Sample in the backcourt. Also Minton and Porter up front. Porter looking to post up. Too strong over Melcott. Ball deflected. Scrum for the ball. Mitchell comes up with it. Looking for Myrick's. Ball deflected and taken away. Patriots get a turnover and turn it right back over. Sloppy play right now. Myrick's rocket pass, and that goes off of Brown out of bounds. 2:41 left to go. Take our 10-minute halftime break after the first period. Give you the second half stats and second half play-by-play when we return. Porter scoops it to Sample. Back to Porter, pass off the target. Wilbutt with the steal. Wilbutt attacks and scores. He is such a good one-on-one player, Jerron Wilbutt, from the great basketball town of Chi-Town, Chicago, Illinois. Along with Thompson, and we're going to give Myrick's credit to Gary, Indiana, right down the road, across the border. Minton couldn't get it to go. One and done possession there for the Patriots. ULA led by double figures early in this first half. Mitchell, the runner, yes. And they increased their lead to 9. So dangerous minutes here if you're Darren Minder's team. You don't want to fall behind big going into the locker room. McCone doubled up. Top of the key. Stepping right is Baker. Too strong on the 3. Melcott the rebound. Wilbutt into the forecourt. He'll pull up from way downtown and swish it through. What a jumper there for Jerron Wilbutt. Saw a couple of those in the first game from Champion. Sample for 3, trying to answer, can't do it, and ULA looking strong to close out this first half. Mitchell over to Myrick's. Mitchell now goes to Wilbutt. Wilbutt on the screen, got an open look and buries another 3, so ULA has pushed it out to 15 on a long run here. They also went 2 for 1 there, so they'll get the ball back. Baker top of the key. McCone has had the hot hand. Gets it out. Sample from downtown. Off the back iron, and last shot time for ULA. So the 4-seed Bears are going to go into the locker room up double figures. Wilbutt will try to add to their total. Mitchell. Now Myrick's. Myrick's tied up and a jump ball called. Good defense there by the Patriots. They'll have 2.8 to work with as the possession arrow was in their favor. Trying to bring in a couple shooters. Minders and Flowers both checking back into the game. So Flowers look to make a long throw here. Baker from half court can't get it to go, and the first half comes to an end. So a close game for most of that first half, but ULA makes a big run at the end of the first half to go up 15 in this men's quarterfinal. You're watching the 2020 ACCA Men's Basketball Championship. We go to halftime. Your score, ULA, College of Divinity, 53 and Baptist, 38. We'll be back in 10 minutes with the first half stats and second half play-by-play. Don't go too far. Chris Sheeman welcoming you back to Joplin, Missouri. Good first half here in this men's second quarterfinal of this 2020 ACCA men's basketball tournament. For College of Divinity, they lead by 15, 53-38. How about this shooting for ULA? They shoot 63% in that first half. 4 of 11 from downtown, 22 of 35 overall. Jerron Wilbut, 18 points on 7 of 10 shooting. KV Myrick's also in double figures. He has 11. For Baptist Bible, they shoot just 36%. 2 players in double figures, Trey Minton and Sean McCone, both with 10 points apiece. Austin Porter on his way to a double-double. He's got 6 and 7. +7 rebounding, College of Divinity at 24-17. Both teams 7 assists and 10 turnovers apiece. Points off turnovers, though, +6 for ULA. And ULA points in the paint 30-10. So pretty all-around dominating offensive first half performance for the team from Compton. Mitchell fell down. Everybody's looking for a foul. And right now, I don't think anybody's going to be happy with the officials as the ball goes out of bounds. Mitchell hit the deck, and they were looking for a foul call, but no whistle. 19:22 left to go, just underway here in this second half. Chris Sheeman, glad to be with you here in Joplin. Day number 2, our busiest day here at Ozark Christian with 6 games that we'll have for you on YouTube. Winner of this game will go on to face the top seed champion in the top half of the bracket in that semifinal. That'll be tomorrow at Ozark, and we'll have that for you at approximately 4 p.m. on YouTube. And then the loser of this game will play for Trinity. They'll take on Trinity. That'll be at Crowder College in the 7th place bracket, and that'll be tomorrow as well at 3:45. All games at Crowder College we will not have live stream coverage of, so just the games here that we'll be bringing you live. So there's 7th place, 9th place, and 5th place consolation games that'll be played at Crowder College tomorrow on Saturday that we will not have for you, unfortunately, on YouTube. But if your team wins, extra reason to cheer hard for them. Both free throws are good, 55-38. Bears in control. Minton. Here's Baker backing it out near midcourt, setting up the offense. Porter on the wing. Flowers. Double team, triple team now. Gets it out to Minton for 3. He's been off. Baker offensive rebound. Rockets it to Porter, who blows the bunny, but got the second effort on his end. So 3rd time's the charm for Baptist. 2 tries for Porter, but they do get the bucket. Got to string some stops together on this end of the floor. Double team comes Myrick's. Gets it back out to Mitchell. Mitchell bounce passes it right to Baker. Baker blocked from behind, staying with it as Minders, and he cleans it up. Baptist has fought their way back from a double-digit deficit already in this game. They cut it down to as low as 8 at one point. Blocking foul called. Melcott will go to the line. So Johan Melcott from Marseille starting the second half for Michael Miller and ULA. Team plays their home games in Compton. Question for the folks in LA is the mood improving at all there? Been a Lakers fan for, let's see, I'm 36 and I got into sports when I was about 6 or 7, so about that long. Family always loved the Lakers, so naturally I gravitated towards that team. Now I gravitated towards them when they stinking. When Magic Johnson was the coach, is anybody old enough to remember that? Whew, that was some ugly basketball back in those days, but they turned it around pretty quickly, and Kobe Bryant was a big reason why, of course, obviously. It goes without saying. as the Patriots turn it over. So still thinking about you all in LA. I hope the mood's improving, though. Time to get behind the current Lakers as they make a championship run against that other garbage team from LA. Attacking is Bigelow. Couldn't get the finger roll. I'll get some tweets about that. Baker underneath. Stanislaw comes into the game and draws the foul. Elijah Stanislaw, 65% free throw shooter. First free throws so far today for Stanislaw. First free throw is money in the bank for Elijah. First team foul on ULA, 2 on Baptist at the 17-11 mark. Our next game scheduled for 4:15. We'll head to the bottom half of the bracket. Should be a good matchup between Kansas and Arlington Baptist. The Patriots, the 2-time defending ACCA champions, as Minders buries the triple, and Baptist cuts it down to 11 now, showing some zone trap here. Wilbut attacks and draws the foul. Stanislaw protests. Jerron Wilbut. I see a Marcel out there in Chi-Town checking out his friend. Wilbut second in the ACCA in scoring. You've got the 2 of the top 3 scorers between Wilbut and Bigelow. Bigelow's kind of had a quiet day, just 4 points in the first half, but they haven't needed him too much either. So Wilbut second in scoring, 4th in shooting, 11th in three-point shooting, 2nd in free throw shooting, 2nd in rebounding, 4th in steals, and 1st in assists at 5 per game. How about that stat line for you? Needless to say, he was an All-American first team. Stanislaw gets it out. Mitten for 3. Yes. Baptist trying to use the 3 ball to hang around. It's a 10-point game. It's past 16 and a half left to go. Nice pass underneath. Mitchell waits for the defense. Couldn't get the bunny. Couldn't get the tap. And finally, Minders collects. Here comes Baptist trying to cut it to single digits again. Flowers on the reverse. And Myrick's collects the rebound. I said Baptist cut it to 8. It was actually a 3-point game at one point. ULA led for all but a minute and 29 seconds of the first half. It was tied for the rest of the time. Baptist has not led. ULA's biggest lead at 15. We had 3 ties in the early stages. Mitten can't get that one to go. Flying for the rebound, Mitten, but it's going to go out of bounds. So ULA trying to find some consistency on the offensive end. Here in this second half, Melcott set out. Bigelow from downtown swishes it through. Well, you don't want to get him going if you're Baptist. You might be able to hang around if just one of their 2 big scorers, one of their 3 big scorers, I should say, although Myrick's is already in double figures. If you can get one of those guys off their game, that's great, but if not, look out. Minders blocked from behind on the offensive rebound. Stanislaw can't get it to go. Man, there's a lid on the hoop over there at times for Baptist. Myrick's into the forecourt. Patriots sprinting back. Myrick's attacks, and a blocking foul called, restricted area call, I believe. So free throws to come for KV Myrick's. Myrick's hit his first one in the opening half. Third place finish last year for ULA. Looking for bigger and better things. Third year in this tournament. Making that long trip. They fly into Kansas City and stuff themselves full of ribs, and then they come on down to Joplin. One out of two at the line. Rebound controlled by Minders on the bounce. Here's Baker. McCone back out there. Flowers also out there, as is Porter and Minders. So that's the five right now for the Patriots. ULA doesn't have an incredibly deep bench, but a lot of guys have the ability to make an impact. Mentioned it in the first half. All five of their starters average in double figures. This is a ULA team averaging about 93 points per ball game. Baker out to McCone, and he traveled. Yeah, good call. .20 left to go, 14-point game, and Miles Sample comes in. He'll replace Trey Flowers. You see Darren Minders doing some coaching on the sideline, trying to get his guys right. Bigelow, top of the key, over to Mitchell. In the corner, it's Myrick's. Wilbutt, rocket pass to Bigelow, just inside the free throw line. That jumper is pure. Timeout. 13:57 left to go in the ball game, and the Bears are in control here in this second quarterfinal. We'll be back. Folks, I'm proud to offer this new streaming service. It's remote live streaming. All you have to do is send me a feed, and I can add professional commentary onto any broadcast from any location. And you can go to my website to learn more about that. If your team doesn't currently have professional commentary, you're missing out on sponsorships, reconnecting with alumni. Got to get that money from those graduates, you know. And and a personal touch as well to your athletic department. It's always a welcome thing. It's always a hard sell on teams who don't do it, but once I get in there, it's pretty difficult for them to say no after they've said yes, because they see the potential. And believe it or not, most of my clients that make an effort at selling, they make a profit off the broadcast. So yeah, you got to pay me a couple bucks, but you will get that back and then some. Via sponsorships and all kinds of good stuff. So, shameless self-promoting over. 13:40 left to go. 16-point game. Biggest lead of the afternoon for the Bears. Previous biggest was 16 points. Or excuse me, 15 points. It's 16 now. So that ball deflected out. Baptist coming in as the number 5 seed from Springfield, just down the road, 16-7 on the year. So Baptist, other than the host school, making the shortest trip, and ULA making the longest. Bigelow intercepts the pass. Myrick's fouled on the floor. That's 5 on Baptist, with 13:36 left to go. Sample called for the foul. That's his second. A couple of rivals are going to meet. These two teams unfamiliar with each other, but the 7 seed Kansas Christian and the 2 seed Arlington Baptist will play in our third of 4 quarterfinals. Bigelow couldn't get the alley-oop bank to go, and it's taken away by Flowers. Flowers throws ahead McCone, and he gets mugged on the shot attempt. So Sean McCone will go to the line, 81% free throw shooter, 4th in the ACCA in free throw percentage. Pretty automatic. That's 4 fouls on Bigelow. As I mentioned in the first half, the fouls will rack up. It's not a deep bench for ULA, so they say no free throws apparently. Porter with the inbound in the corner. McCone with the hand in his face. Can't rim in the 3, and that's off of Flowers, out of bounds. Ball will go back to the Bears. ULA averaging 93 points per ball game. Baptist is right there at 89 a game. Good offensive numbers for these two schools. Wilbutt, and he's fouled. That will be 6 on Baptist now. Baptist had a good start to the year, but they played 10 scrimmages against scholarship programs to help them get ready. Balanced scoring team, 4 players average in double figures, 6 average at least 7.9 per game. Another foul is called. Oh man, here we go again. So Baptist is over the limit. That means a 1-and-1 for ULA. So ULA was foul happy in the early stages of the first half. Now it's flipped, and Baptist is committing all the fouls here in this second half. Baptist hadn't played since February 24th. They lost 107-78 at Rama. Mentioned 11-2 start to the year, but they lost 3 of 5 coming into play today. Front end of the 1-and-1 is good. Well, if it does turn out to be ULA and champion in that semifinal on the top half of the bracket, oh boy, 1st to 115 in that game. Be an interesting semifinal. That would take place tomorrow at 4 p.m. Another turnover. Wilbutt the steal, the throw ahead, and the easy layup for Conway. Another timeout is called as ULA tacks on to its biggest lead of the day. We're at 20 right now with 12:48 left to go. We'll be back. .20 ball game. Chris Sheeman back here with you. 12:48 left to go. And ULA on their way to a date with the top seed. Due to the nature of the tournament and the fact that I'm calling all 15 of these games, and I want to keep my voice nice and strong as Minders buries the 3. I'm not going away, but I'm going to scale back the talking a little bit if I can figure out how to do that. Go a little easier on my voice. So if the play-by-play over the final 12:36 is not as crisp as you were listening to earlier, I'm just going to pull back the vocal cords. We got to make sure that they're nice and lubricated and taken care of. Foul on the floor there. It'll be 4 on ULA. Minton on the drive. So shot clock reset to 20. Flowers. Yes. Got the 3 ball to go. Baptist 6-0 run. Myrick fakes the 3. Circus shot, got it to go. What a dippity-doo that was. Cutter is Porter. McCone on the assist. 14-point game. We got another timeout. Baptist not going away. We'll be back. Fourteen-point game. Baptist is hanging around against ULA, but the Bears have been in control for most of the afternoon. Chris Sheeman back here with you. Inside 12 to go. Melcott in the corner. Myrick splits the defense. Gets it back on the bounce pass from Conway, and he's fouled. KV Myrick's back at the line. Junior from Gary.
Number 1, KV Myrick going to the line, shooting 2.
You might have seen the ACCA website's graphic if you're looking for box scores of any of the games in the tournament. I put them up right after, or as soon as I get them, which is usually not long after play is completed. So ACCAsports.com, look for that championship part of the menu, and the drop down will take you right to the official championship page home. Minton double teamed. Gets around it somehow. Minders to him for 3. Minton can't get it. Offensive rebound and put back by Flowers is good. 13-point game. Still 11 minutes in this one. Plenty of time if you're Baptist. Got to get string stops together on this end, though. Wilbutt directing traffic, facing a double team. Conway, extra pass. It's Mitchell. Yes, 2-pointer. 15-point game now. Michael Miller wants to talk about it. We'll step aside yet again. got a lot of ULA fans checking us out on YouTube. Cynthia and Gabriella. Hello to you ladies. Thanks for watching today's game. Rooting on your Bears, who are looking good out of the timeout. Gabriella got what she wanted. KV with the layup. 76-59. Now a turnover for the Patriots. Nearing the midway point of this long second half. Free ball up, no good that time by Conway. Catch and shoot three is good again by Minders. Hit one from that spot earlier. 76-62 is the score now. Floater, got it to go. That was Melcott. 9:42 remaining in the game. Minders will try it from the right side. That is a heat check. Wilbutt pulls down the rebound. And a turnover there for the Bears. Two subs in for Baptist. Hunter Baker, number 2. And also number 23, Elijah Stanislaw. Just past the midway point here in the second period. Another triple goes down. This time it's Baker off the bench. No, that wasn't Baker. That was Flowers. My apologies. Mitchell attacks, drawing the. Oh, they say he traveled. Looking to draw a foul. Instead, steps are the call. This 10-team men's tournament starting to sort things out here. Getting into semifinal action tomorrow afternoon and evening as Baker throws it out of bounds. This winner of this game will play champion in the early semifinal tomorrow. That will be at 4 p.m. The nightcap will be the winner of Rama and Ozark taking on, that was a 2-pointer by Wilbutt, by the way, taking on the winner of our next game, which is Kansas and Arlington. That'll be at 7:30 tomorrow. All times approximate. Minders for 3. Offensive rebound, Baker goes around the defense and scores. 13-point game. Loser of this game will play for 7th place in the 7th place bracket. That will be tomorrow against Trinity at 3:45. And that'll be at Crowder College. The consolation games on the men's side, other than the 3rd place game, will all be played at Crowder College, and no stream by the ACCA for those games. Wilbutt fouled. 9 team fouls on Baptist, just 4 on ULA as Jerron gets the first free throw to go. Wilbutt toes the line, gets them both. Lead back to 15 for the Bears. 27-1. And according to Michael Miller, don't ask him about the 1. Driving is Baker. Do they count the bucket? Foul was called on ULA. Will they give him continuation, though? Looks like somebody might have lost a contact lens. And that has us held up here just for a moment. 7:54 left to go. So no shot, no bucket, just an inbound. Baker to Flowers for three. In and out. Flowers will chase it down. Will he get there in time? No. Conway hustles. That is hustle right there. That's the kind of play that says, Coach, give me more minutes, and the coach says, yeah, you got it. Foul's going to be called there. It'll be 6 now on ULA. Melcott picking up the foul. Looking to back down, Flowers over 2 defenders, goes in and out and right back in. Boy, it's a shame, Baptist, if they don't get a better matchup. If they get banished to the 7th place bracket, they have all the tools. I'd have liked to see them go up against Barclay or somebody else, but the seeding is what it is. I think somebody on Twitter asked about how do they determine the seedings. And if that person is still around, what I would say is it's not always about records, because a lot of these teams play exhibitions against teams that don't count. Some teams count the exhibitions, especially if against NAIAs or JUCOs or other scholarship programs. So a team like Arlington that is 10-17 as a number 2 seed might raise some eyebrows, but keep in mind that records at this level of college basketball, they're not the same as just seeding people by records. Like if a 16 seed in the NCAA, if one of those fluke mid-major tournaments where you got a team below 500, obviously they're a 16 seed. They're most likely playing that play-in game at Dayton. It doesn't work that way at this level just because of who they're playing, and it's sometimes a little harder to gauge than anything. And, I speak for myself here. These are my opinions only, and certainly not of the ACCA. I've never really asked about the seeding. It's never really come up because most of the time it's worked out the way it's supposed to. And certainly in this tournament, at least so far, that has the seeding has held firm. But yeah, if you're looking at a ULA team that's 27-1 as the 4 seed, you're right to ask that question. Why? And that's a debate to have among people like us, fans and commentators, but there are reasons for it. McCone for 3, can't get it to go. Wilbutt. Oh, man, he is something else. 88-69. ULA is going to move on. Stanislaw lost the handle. He was out of bounds, so he will turn it over. And ULA will go to 28-1. Mitchell into the forecourt. Doubled up. Good defense on the press, on the trap. Porter gets it to go, and the foul. Austin Porter will go to the line for 2. Both teams are in the bonus. Barclay's in the 1-1. ULA's in the double bonus here. Chris Sheeman, glad to be with you as we wrap up this one. 6:16 remaining, and ULA has looked pretty good here this afternoon. They've led for all but about 90 seconds of this game. Early on, we were tied 3 different times. Last time it was tied was 6-6, though. Looking more and more likely now that we're going to have champion and ULA in that semifinal tomorrow afternoon. Again, it'll be at 4 o'clock. We've got Wilbutt at the line. Again, second leading free throw shooter in the ACCA at 83%. (90-72) now. Let me update that on the scoreboard for you. Minton drives, 3 by McCone, no good. ULA able to save it. Traveling is the call there, so a turnover on ULA. ULA is accustomed to having success in the quarterfinals in this ACCA tournament, winning both quarterfinals in the first 2 years that they've been participating. More free throws to come. Oof. Next quarterfinal, which was scheduled to start at 4:15, that ain't gonna happen. We are gonna be probably a good 30 minutes behind, depending on how many more whistles we have here in this one. ULA, they ended the year on a 9-game winning streak. On their way to the century mark yet again. Myrick flies into the forecourt. And that ball's going off of ULA, they say. .508 remaining. Oh boy. Yeah, somebody's day is done, and it's not one of the players. It's one of the fans. I think everybody's had just about enough of the Zebras, huh? Not happy on either side of the ball. But you can't just get up in official's face like that if you're a fan. Free ball, no good. ULA getting out in transition. Here is Myrick's, no, and the putback is good by Brown. So Devon Brown out there with the bucket. Tip for the rebound. It comes to Menton. Sample throws it out of bounds. So 4:36 remaining. Biggest lead for ULA, now out to 22. They call a foul on the Patriots there? It is on Flowers. Oh, somebody throw me out of here too. Something else. Fortunately, they haven't had any kind of impact on the game. This is a rout by ULA, and it would have been no matter what, but that was a weird call. That's as diplomatic as I can get at this point. We're at about the halfway point here on the second day, and it's been non-stop whistles. Wilbutt gets the second one, 96-72. Bears increasing their biggest lead. Sample. Now Flowers, and guess what? So that's team foul number 8. Trey Flowers will go to the line. Fifth in the ACCA in free throw percentage at 78%. Glad I wrote that down because that is a stat that has come into major importance here in this tournament. Who are the good free throw shooters? We got to know. Another sub for ULA and the folks in Brazil. Are you still with us? Samuel Rodriguez checking in for the first time, the freshman. (96-74) here in this basketball game / free throw shooting contest. Trap is on for the Patriots. Thompson in the forecourt. Here's Rodriguez. Take the shot, young man. The folks in Brazil have been waiting all day for this. Thompson trying to split the defenders, couldn't do it. Sample. Flowers for 3, in and out. And that's going to go back to the Bears. Devon Brown checking back in. Baker's day is likely done. So, 3:57 left to go. Another reach. So that'll lead to free throws for Devon Brown.
Fouls on number 21, Dawson Myers.
So Devon Brown, 56% free throw shooter at the line. First one rims out. That ball tipped out, and they say it's last touch by the Bears. So back to the Patriots. Into the forecourt now. Here's Minders for 3. He's had the hot hand, one of the lone bright spots today for Baptist as they call timeout, trailing by 19 with 3:49 remaining. We'll be back. .349 left to go. And you can see ULA with a big lead. They throw it away here, though. McCone with the steal. McCone on the reverse. Got it to go. Baptist is trying to make some noise here. That will be a blocking foul. Two shots now for Kelton Conway. This tournament the last 2 years has been so well officiated. I hope we're going to get back to that by the time that the semifinals come along and we can let personal feelings not dictate what we do on the court. Because it's certainly taking away from the play. Players, as I said in the last game too, have to adjust, but some of this is Minton, short. Wilbutt was triple teamed, got it to Conway. Myrick's bounce pass to Rodriguez. He's doubled up. Shot clock down to 9. ULA content to run some clock here. 2 away from the century mark, make it an even 100 for Conway and the Bears. 10th time this year they've gone over the century mark as Minders shoots another 3 through. Myrick's attacks, and Wilbutt with an easy bucket. It's also the 15th time in 28 games that ULA has gone over at least 90, by the way. Should have mentioned that earlier. 2:17 left to go, 20-point game. Wilbutt couldn't get it to roll in. Minton for 3, buries it. Are you kidding? We have a substitution timeout, and I think they're going to take a full one. Man, down by 17. Okay, we'll be back. .202 left to go. It's a 17-point ball game. Darren Minders calls a timeout to empty his bench. Michael Miller has done the same, did that a little while ago. Make sure we get everybody mentioned. So Baker and Flowers out there. I don't know who number 12 is. That's not on my roster. Didn't have it in the program either. And Sean McCone remains out there. Got a delay a game called on Baptist. So let's set the stage for tomorrow. Baptist goes to the 7th place bracket. They'll take on Trinity Friday at 3:45. And tomorrow, an interesting matchup. 2 of the highest scoring teams, other than Rhema, of course, in the ACCA, will meet in the semifinals. Champion and these Bears from ULA. Runner in the lane, no good. It'll be very interesting to see that matchup. So Bears fans, come on back tomorrow at 4 p.m. for your game, as Wilbutt will shoot some more free throws. ULA is going to go to 28 101 winning here today. And Wilbutt, chance to add to his totals. Good day for him, off on the free throw. Number 1 is Sterling Carter coming into the game. Junior from Fort Myers. Apparently Jordan Lopez is wearing number 12. Thank you. How'd you figure that out? Oh, they announced it. Okay, so it's Jordan Lopez wearing number 12. Got to mention that for the folks who might be watching, waiting for him to play. Cone can't get it to go. We near 1 minute left to play. ULA has been in control this entire second half. A couple of mini runs for Baptist, but nothing really to speak of for the Patriots, who will go to 16-8 and a chance to play for 7th coming up tomorrow. Winner of tomorrow's 7th place bracket game will play for the 7th place game Saturday at 11:45. The loser goes to the 9th place bracket, which will be at 10 a.m. on Saturday. Again, all those games are at Crowder College, so this is our last and only look at Baptist this year. Myrick's with the bucket. Let's correct that score. 106-89. Another triple goes through. That's Jordan Lopez, our mystery man, connecting for another field goal. Shot clock and game clock are basically even. ULA might have to hoist one more here, but Mitchell can't get it to go. Carter, try to get his name in the scoring column, can't do it. And the game comes to an end. So ULA moves to the semifinals. They'll take on the top seed champion in what should be a track meet. They win today 106-92. Folks, if you're looking for our next game that was supposed to start 9 minutes ago, we're about 30 minutes behind. So let's say 4:40 for the start time for KCC and Arlington Baptist. So again, about a 4:40 start time for that game. We'll have it for you in about 15 minutes for now. Once again, your final, ULA College of Divinity 106.